Wasserman and staff members from the other three supervisors are also here, as I note. So if you are a media representative and you're looking to connect with any members of the Board of Supervisors, staff members here can identify themselves and make that happen. The county's lawsuit is the first suit filed jointly on behalf of an employer and its affected employees. Let me repeat that. The lawsuit is the first suit in the country filed jointly on behalf of an employer and its affected employees. That's what makes this different, if you're wondering. That's what we think makes it a very effective lawsuit and very difficult for our adversaries to dismiss. It recognizes the immense contributions DACA recipient employees make to Santa Clara County, and it reaffirms the county's commitment to stand by all of its residents and employees in the face of unlawful actions by the Trump administration. Once again, we believe, and you'll hear more from County Council, that the termination of the DACA program, the winding down of it, has been done in an unconstitutional manner. Since 2012, the DACA program has provided an opportunity for talented young people, otherwise known as dreamers, who were brought to this country as children, grew up here, and have been productive members of society to pursue the American dream. DACA recipients have served their communities in countless ways, including as employees here at the County of Santa Clara, and also by serving in our military and collectively paying about $2 billion a year in state and local taxes. I'm now going to turn the podium over to our County Counsel, James Williams, who has done a tremendous job dating back to our suit against the Trump administration on the January 25th executive order, which has been upheld in the federal courts every step of the way and continues to protect cities and counties and immigrants all across the country. James and his team and outside counsel put a tremendous effort into preparing this suit in a way, as I said, that makes it a very effective lawsuit. We think one of the best put together lawsuits of any that have been filed on this issue in the country. James Williams, please come on up.
This lawsuit is not just about a legal issue, it's about a moral issue. At its core, this lawsuit is about a broken promise. When individuals first applied for DACA status 5 years ago, they trusted the federal government's assurances that they would continue to have a future in this country. Relying on those assurances, DACA recipients have established themselves and made meaningful contributions to the country as a whole and their local communities, including right here in Santa Clara County. The county employs many DACA recipients and has benefited immensely from their work, and the county has also invested in its DACA recipient employees under the assumption and in reliance upon the fact that the federal government would honor its promises to them and to us. Last month, without justification, the Trump administration broke this promise and derailed the lives and livelihoods of these talented young people known as dreamers. This action violates principles of fundamental fairness embodied in the Due Process Clause of our Constitution, and it also violates the legal principle known as equitable estoppel. This lawsuit is also about discrimination. The cancellation of DACA was motivated by animus against Latino immigrants who make up approximately 93% of DACA applicants, in violation of the equal protection principles of our Constitution. Since the start of President Trump's campaign, when he mischaracterized Mexican immigrants as criminals, to his recent pardon of Sheriff Joe Arpaio, President Trump has shown contempt towards Latino immigrants. The rescission of DACA is yet another manifestation of this contempt. And for all of these reasons, and these are all causes of action in our lawsuit, we are seeking to block and reverse the rescission of the program. I'm now going to turn the floor over to Supervisor Mike Wasserman, who will talk about some of the challenges the county faces with the repeal of DACA.
Good afternoon. This is an important step towards protecting the young, hardworking people in this county, the DACA recipients. I'd also like to thank SEIU Local 521 for coming forward to defend the rights of more than 10,000 County of Santa Clara employees that it represents. Its leadership in partnering with the county is particularly important on these issues and in these times when DACA recipients who would like to assert their rights may feel compelled to forego the opportunity for fear the federal government may retaliate against them or their families. I'll now turn things over to our CEO, Dr. Jeff Smith.
Welcome. I'm Jeff Smith. I'm the county executive. I'd like to make a few comments about our lawsuit. The county of Santa Clara as a whole is home to tens of thousands of DACA recipients living in peace and also providing the county and the community with valuable resources of time, work, and their personal interest in the community. Without those individuals in our community, this county would be a much worse place to live. We stand here as the moral authority for the community, standing up to the Trump administration in this illegal and immoral action that they are taking to decrease the security and likelihood of these individuals becoming citizens and continuing to participate in our society here in Santa Clara County. And because this is really a joint effort between those of us who are in administration and our very valuable employees, we have the partnership with SEIU in our lawsuit. And so I would like to turn this over to Rico Mendez to speak for the union and their participation in our lawsuit. Rico.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Rico Mendez. I'm the Chief Elected Officer for our union, SEIU Local 521. I couldn't be prouder to stand here before you today, and I couldn't be prouder of this county, Santa Clara County, for joining together with us to do what's right. What this lawsuit is truly about is broken promises and accountability. Imagine 800,000 individuals that were able to come out of the shadows after living here almost their entire lives and finally getting recognition, access, the ability to work legally, to pay taxes, and to do everything right. And imagine having that right just stripped away from you overnight for no good reason. I hope we can get a law passed to fix this, but there was no need for the Trump administration to first repeal this in order to get there. So we're gonna do everything that we can as an organization to defend our workers, many of whom are actual DACA participants. I'm also speaking to you as an individual person. I've met our members, many of which that are part of the DACA program, and I've looked into their eyes, and I've talked to their families, and I've seen the impact, the life-changing impact it's had on them and their communities. Most of these people, just so you know, are doing some of the most amazing community work possible. Child protective services, social work, defending children. To have their rights stripped away arbitrarily this way, really for racist intentions that the federal administration is trying to move, is completely wrong. And we're gonna do everything that we can as an organization to stand against that. So we're happy to represent over 10,000 members here in the county of Santa Clara County. We're happy to represent 50,000 public employees across 17 counties. So we do this lawsuit on behalf of those workers that are DACA participants. We also do it on behalf of our workers, many of whom are standing behind me today, that are working with these most vulnerable populations in society, including the undocumented. So thank you very much, and we look for your support into the future. Thank you. I'd now like to introduce our chapter chair, Ren Bradley.
Buenas tardes, me llamo Reina Bradley, yo soy la presidente de SEIU-521 for los trabajadores por el condado de Santa Clara. Estamos aquí hoy para asegurar que los derechos de la gente de DACA está protegida. Por eso tenemos la acción legal hoy, junto con el condado, y yo creo que vamos a representar nuestros miembros, nuestras comunidades, nuestros hijos, porque los hijos de DACA son los hijos de todos de nosotros. Y vamos a defender todos los derechos, y yo creo que vamos a ganar, y unidos ganaremos. Gracias.
That concludes the prepared remarks for the news conference. We can take questions given the number of speakers from the podium, or if you'd prefer, we can just do one-off opportunities and disband the news conference, formal news conference. Any questions immediately? Okay, seeing none, everyone here, including those who didn't speak, deputy county executives and others will remain available for questions and answers. Thank you very much for being here.